Do we not think that this would happen again? And that if it was explained to me, or if I understood it correctly, you can only use this soil for so many years.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then are we going to lag around and have to, take a lot more property?
Yep.
What's Benton County going to be?
Garbage.
At 94, 92, 87, and almost 80, we won't be around, but we have friends, we have young people that are precious, God-given creatures, and we are supposed to be stewards of His soul.
That's right.
Number one, I think every one of you need to go home and write your senator.
Oh, come on. That's have nothing to do with it.
You're senile, man.
Like we are. The people that's doing this is the state of Tennessee and Atlanta, Georgia, DPA. They're the ones putting out the orders that we to go by. I didn't come and run as your mayor to be chewed out over something that I can't do nothing about.
Man, I had a personal conversation on the phone with you a month ago, and you tried to blame the issue on your wife. You're senile, man. You are
I
senile.
want to see your hands. How many here will go home and write the senator and representative and see if we can't go to the Tennessee River? How many are in the parliament?
I'll do it after I ask the engineering question.
I'll write.
I would.
We're gonna have to go to the Tennessee River and get some land, and I believe that we can get some land. I believe we already have the land,
On the land.
and we're trying our best to see if we can purchase all in one place.
I thought we had all these people here a year and a half ago and we was talking about this.
Mr. Engineer,
But it was just me and you.
I received a letter. I have less than 43 acres. Of that land, less than 19 is clear. I am surrounded by our woods and TVA woods. Now, you want to sit there and tell me TVA is going to say, oh, you can run pipes through my land? They're not going to do it. I don't have any other landowners close to me. None. We have people down the road, people across the way. Will you stop smirking? That have received these letters. Are you going to run 18-inch pipe to a little spot of land and run some more pipe to another one?
One thing I want to know is what do we do about this 30-day letter, the threatening letter that I got in the mail? I had no clue of this. I bought my property in 2009, October 2009. I had no clue until March 16th, 2013, what was going on.
We're gonna see if we have enough folks that have already agreed, have signed an agreement for us to test to see if we've got enough land to do that.
Well, so what do I do with this consent order, or condemnation order that you sent?
That's not a consent order. That was simply to advise you that the city does have that authority.
So if I don't sign any consent, if I
We
don't
won't
do
test
that,
your land.
He can go to sleep.
That's it, for the time being, we'll have to find other land.
okay, so I'm throwing the waste basket then, right?
Go right ahead.
Mark, I'll give you 2 minutes, okay?
I don't need 2 minutes. I just wanted to say, I was here.
I'm sorry, can you?
I was just. You want me to come over there? I'm Mark Ward.
Can't hear you.
Maybe that'd be turned
What else
off.
got this turned off? I'm Mark Ward. I've been coming to all these meetings, and I come because I'm worried about what the tax rate is going to do. Our water rates, the rates haven't doubled, but the structure has doubled the price of our water bills over the last year. Our property taxes have went up double. And they're talking about spending $14 million, so I've been coming to these meetings. If everybody was here 2 years ago, Mr. Pudlow wouldn't be doing this. I think we should be asking him, how much is his company going to make off this spray as opposed to the pipe to the river? The pipe to the river is going to cost about $2 million. We got an engineer to come in from the University of Murray, Kentucky. He told them that that was the most feasible thing to do. They can tell you all they want to write your senator and all, but it was this body that agreed to go with his
Yes, we knew that.
information. And we were afraid of it. I had told it all along that I was by myself. The only people sitting in the audience was me and one or two people. Nobody knew about it. Mr. Clark pushed for this, Mr. Kudlow's pushed for this. He's gonna make a lot of money off of it. That's why he has the smirk on his face. It don't matter what we say and do, he's gonna push this forward. But the only thing to do is to run the pipe to the Tennessee River. Mr. Hose could probably help us with TWRA to get the permits. I don't know. But I still say that that's what we need to do. That is what we need to do. That's what the other engineers have said, the ones that don't have their hand out in this situation. But we need a new engineer.
Amen. Sounds like a conflict of
I'm not accusing
interest.
anybody of anything. I'm telling the facts of what I've seen. I went to Nashville with y'all to talk about this, didn't I? I got the meeting set up with Mr. Illier. And Mr. Illier brought this man in to explain his side of the case. So I knew right then that I might as well go home. This was a done deal. I just want everybody to know that because it's not going to do any good to write your senator.
There's a lot of power coming from other places other than Mississippi, where I know that to be a fact, because it's an unwritten decision to make Benton County pretty much a waste area for the whole state. That's one thing you have to realize. We have, I guess, the biggest company in the state. And this is serious, and putting all this on the ground is a problem too. But I tell you what, we need to decide we're not going to let the state control this county and use it for a waste dump for the state. I know you folks have a problem. Everything goes back quite a ways. I know, I tell you, Elvin, he don't want to hurt nobody in Benton County. I know Elvin, I don't know, a long time. He's not going to do anything knowingly to hurt this county. But there's a couple questions there. What % of the wastewater is coming from waste management?
None.
They're not dumping anything anywhere.
They did, but they quit. That's.
Oh, they quit.
Yeah, they killed the ponds.
Took the honey out of the ponds.
So, right now, you're talking about industry. We're not gonna get any more industry in Benton County.
No, we're not.
It's a retirement center.
Because, let me tell you, decisions have to come from the state before you're gonna get anything, before you're gonna get any help. You're not gonna get any help. They're quite satisfied to bring all the waste from Davidson County and other areas and dump it here. And then, just like the courthouse, back, Elvin knows when they tore it down, Lack never tore the courthouse down. They said it wasn't no good, and then Lack never tore it down. And the reason the old courthouse, the old landmark was torn down, and so good folks like this gentleman here can make a profit. Thank you.
Amen. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is closing the meeting.
No, that lady's.
We can go so long on this type of meeting, and we got a regular meeting that we're supposed to go through.
What's you got to say?
Push it up.
Wait and talk up.
We can hear you.
I
don't know what's
The meeting's closed.
I don't know exactly what is all going on. I don't want anyone's property to be taken away from them for this, but everything that I have read, and they've been doing spray fields. In Mississippi, residents have their own personal spray fields on their own property to control. In DeSoto County and around Memphis, they've started implementing their own spray fields on each individual property to control septic overflow so that it doesn't contaminate the groundwater. Everything I've read says that spray fields are actually better to prevent any more nitrogen or chloride contamination of your groundwater as opposed to it being dumped in the Cypress River or the Tennessee River. Our own drinking water comes from the Tennessee River. So the more dump that's going into the river, the more we're going to have, the more treatment they're going to have. And I don't know about any of y'all, but in the summertime, I cannot drink the water out of the tap.
Me either.
Yeah, but the thing is, but listen, but this spray field if you put it over crops to irrigate crops, it does not contaminate your groundwater. The crops use up all the nitrogen and chloride.
Can you eat those crops?
Yes, you can eat those crops. They do it. They've been doing it in Pennsylvania.
This is
And there are other
Tennessee. There's different regulations for different states. I've got Tennessee's regulations. Well, ask the engineer, can you spray at the corn and then we eat it?
Would you eat it?
Come on.
Yes, I would actually, but
It's treated wastewater. It's not raw.
So you'll be able to grow corn and soybean and sell
let's
those
just
on
put
the
it this
open
way.
market.
If I held up Camden's effluent in one jar and
I'm asking, can we use it on agriculture
Yes.
and sell it?
yes,
And you would eat it?
Are you sure that's?
Oh, there, okay.
I'm sorry you won't let me answer your questions, and when I do,
You'd be
you
surprised
assume
how
that I'm
much
lying. So
wastewater
it
is
doesn't
already
help.
being dumped on your crop.
Whose payroll are you on?
I just wanted to share my opinion. That's what I have researched.
Hey Johnny, can you bring your samples in and show?
River and one from the RF line. Not my own, right?
One of those containers contains the water that would be sprayed on the land. The other one is river water.
Pass it around the table, y'all, I'll do great.
Can I ask a question to the table? I'm just curious, what do you think that Benton County's #1 resource is?
Wildlife.
Wildlife? No, we need garbage. I think it's the citizens, just because maybe I'm an ignorant human, but I just feel like you should respect the property rights of these owners before you looked at any other options. You should have exhausted everything. These are citizens just like you. How would you feel if somebody sent you the letter that you sent to them, saying that we can and we, I don't know if you know, but we can take your land, and if you don't give it to us, we'll just condemn it. Well, why would you do that?
We're not asking anybody to give us any land. We're asking to be able, we negotiate a sale of the property.
Okay, and I understand that, but that's not what I got from that letter. Why would the wording of the letter not be different to express that instead of to be such a bullying letter?
None of them got letters.
Under the law, in the domain, we have to buy the property. We have to pay for it.
I understand fair market value, but I don't think, the thing is, it's their property. You should do everything you can to leave it alone.
I don't want to get in an argument about the law of eminent domain, but that's in our state and federal constitution.
Hey, I completely understand, and I think it's a crock, but that's the only reason. I don't know nothing about this sewage. It's just the fact that these people own something. It's theirs. It's theirs. They pay taxes just to rent it from you, just to own it, that they already bought it. It's theirs. Respect their rights.
County tax. Are you gonna pay the property owners around it? Because they're not gonna be able to sell their homes that they have. And they don't wanna live there around it and bring their kids up in it.
One time, turn on your mic. United States and
We can't hear you.
After we get a letter saying this letter is null and void.
I asked them, and no one, 3 people held up their hands, they would try to help us go to the river. Now, what do you want us to do?
Go to the
Stand on our
river.
hands, we're doing what
Standing on your
we're.
heads.
Go to Cary Counseling Center and get you some medication.
And nobody is trying to help us, and we need some help.
Can you start a petition and we can all sign it to support you?
This guy back here, I don't know, where are you from?
I'm from Benton County. I live on Donna.
You don't have anything to do with this. You're from
It doesn't matter. I'm a citizen of this county. I'm a citizen just like the rest of these people. Yeah, wave me off. That's fine. That's fine. I know that's how you feel about it.
It is. I try my best. I come in here, I'm a part-time layer.
I'm saying we'll support you.
You make a petition and we'll sign it to support you with the state.
I wish my video camera was
We understand your concerns. Everybody on this board understands your concerns. I would assume that we can go back and see if we can go to the river.
The process, somebody unplugged us, I think. The process is that we will have to go back to TDEC, Tennessee Department of Environment, and we'll have to ask them if they'll give us additional time to try to get permits to go to the river. Like we said, it's been stated here before, it took Waverly 8 years. I don't know that TDEC will give us 8 years, but we can ask.
Can we move it to the city?
Mr. Frazier?
That's what I said, spray their houses. That's what I said, spray their houses.
One
Man,
thing's
see how they
wrong
like
here.
it.
It happened before these people come in, it happened before we were here. They have not kept up the water system, the sewer system.
No.
And it's just, this is what it's come to. And if you're gonna piecemeal it out for just a few years, it's not worth a dime.
That's right.
You need to fix it now or never.
Put the Band-Aid over it.
That's right.
You keep saying eminent domain. You say y'all have the right to it. Is it not true that y'all have the right if the county commission approves it?
Can the city take county land?
City can't take county land without county commission's approval.
County land, what are
Yes
you
or no?
talking, you mean property that belongs to Benton County?
Yes.
No.
Outside the city. Therefore.
It's not the city limits.
You can't invoke eminent domain over it without permission of the county commission. Is that true? Yes or no?
No, that's not true.
That's not what the law that I've read says.
I don't understand how that would work. How could the city take county?
You can't outreach into the county without approval of the county commission.
Amen. I don't think so either.
The county doesn't have any zoning.
So you are going to go back toward the river now? If at all possible?
We'll try. We'll do anything we can.
I'm sorry, is the city council speaking for the city attorney? Is he speaking for the council, or is that how it typically works? Or does the mayor and the alderman speak for the city? Or does the city attorney speak for the city? Because I'd like to hear that from somebody else. I'd like to hear somebody else besides city council say, we'll try that.
Okay, I'm gonna move to make a motion that we try again to go to the river. There you go.
Good job, Mr. Travis.
I have a motion on the floor.
I second.
And seconded by two people, two aldermen. All in favor of that motion to try to go to the Tennessee River again, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes have it, and this meeting is closed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Here's take a seat, please.
Can't get somebody in.
Okay, next thing on our agenda is liquor license requested by Thomas Miller. Mr.
I've looked at the permit, or the application permit, and it seems to be in order. Is Mr. Miller here?
I think he had surgery.
The only problem that we have with this one is that his wife owns the store in Brewston.
Right.
And the statute states that they cannot own or have an interest in more than one liquor store in the state of Tennessee. My suggestion would be that we don't have that in our ordinance. We can approve it subject to getting a letter, subject to them getting a letter from the state saying that they'll issue the permit. Would be my suggestion.
What's the physical location? The last one was 151.
This is at Goodwin's location.
She can have one and he can have one, according to the state. One can be in her name and one can be in his name. I do. It came back from the state.
Okay, I had requested that issue had come up some time back, and I requested a letter from Ronnie Neal, who is with MTAS, and he sent me this, a letter from Melissa A. Ashburn, legal counsel with the University of Tennessee Institute for Public Service, Municipal Technical Advisory Service. It says that TCA 573204 states no retailer license under 573204 shall directly or indirectly operate more than one licensed retail business in this state. Indirectly means any kind of interest in such retail business by way of stock ownership, loan, partners' interest, or otherwise. A landlord shall be deemed to have an indirect interest in such retail business when the lease agreement is based upon a percentage of profits or any other factor based upon sales of alcoholic beverages by the tenants as distinguished from being simply an interest in land for a period of time as defined at a definite rate. And that's Tennessee Code annotated 573406. So, as I said, we have his permit here. The permit is for the location, which is owned by his wife. Under, I think under the application that he submitted. I think it's has everybody got a copy of it?
No. Just got a name.
Trying to see if I can find that.
Well, from a lawyer's point of view, does that mean?
Well, what I'm saying is we tell them that if they'll get a letter from the ABC saying that it is permissible, we'll go ahead and issue his permit, but we need to get that letter from them.
Yeah, I'd make that motion that we approve it upon condition and he receives a letter from ABC. Looking over.
Jim. Second by Mr. Clark. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.